This is end of chapter problem 1 as of chapter 3, right? So the problem reads that suppose there are 3 buyers of candy in market, Tex, Dex and Rex, right? So those are 3 buyers. So you see Tex, Dex and Rex. In this column we have this buyer for Tex, and then in the next one for Dex, and the third column is for Rex, right? And then price per candy, look at that. When price per candy is $8, the first row, Tex will buy 3, Dex will buy 1, Rex will buy 0. So total at that price $8, total demand will be what? 3 plus 1 plus 0 is $4, 4 units of, right? Total quantity demanded. And then let us go to the next row. In the next row they are saying that, okay, if we have 7 price of candy is $7, Tex will buy 8, Dex will buy 2, and then we don't know what Rex will buy, but we know that total all 3 will buy 12, right? Now since we know Tex and Dex together will buy 10 and total is 12, so the difference must be Rex, right? Rex must purchase two candies at $7, right? That row. So for the next one, 6. For the next ones, when price of candy is 6, this is the third row. So we know that we don't know what Tex will buy, but we know Dex will buy 3, Rex will buy 4 candies. Total is 19, right? So from here we can find out 3 and 4, this is 7, so 19 minus 7 is what? 12. So Tex must buy 12 at 6, right? For the total to be 19 when Dex is buying 3 and Rex is buying 4. Then in a similar way we can find out the demand by Rex at price 4, and then also in the last row for price of candy $4 is what? Tex will buy 23, Dex will buy 5, Rex will buy 8, right? So add all of them together and we get the total. So this is how we can fill up, and so this will be the answer for the first question, right? Part A, fill up all of the table. Now part B, this one is telling us that which buyer demands the least at a price of 5. And so when price is $5, we know this is what? We know this is $5. Tex will buy 17, Rex will buy 6. So 17 and 6 is how much? 17 plus 6. 17 plus 6 is 23. So 27 minus 23 is 4, right? So Dex is buying what? 4. So for this question, which buyer demands the least is what? Least is when price is 5 is Dex. He buys 4. Rex buys 6 and Tex buys much higher, 17, when price is 5. So answer is Dex for the first part. Now for the second part, which buyer will buy the most at price 7? When price is 7, we are on the second row, and we know that Tex will buy 8, Dex will buy 2, and Rex, we said before, will buy 2 also. As a result, we know most at price 7, Mr. Tex will buy the most, 8 candies, right? So that was the answer for part B. What about part C? Which buyer's quantity demanded increases the most when price is lowered from 7 to 6? See, when price goes from 7 to 6, when price is lowered from 7 to 6, so let us see whose quantity demand increased the most. 7 to 6, so we are going from the second row to the third row, and for that movement Dex's demand will increase by 1, right? Rex 2 from 2 to 3. Rex's demand will increase from 2 to 4, right? But we know that Tex's demand will increase from 8 to what? 8 to, we know that 8 to 12, right? You know 4 plus 3 is 7. So 19 minus 7 is what? Is 12. So this is 12. So Tex's demand will increase from 8 to 12, which is 4. So the answer for this part will be Tex, right? His demand will increase the most when price decreases from 7 to 6. Now the last one, which direction would the market demand shift if Tex withdrew from the market? See, so all this column for Tex becomes then 0. All of this column for Tex will become 0 when Tex withdraws from the market. As a result, what happens? So this all becomes 0, and as a result, this will be reflected, all the total quantity demanded, all of this will become what? 0. All of this will become less than what they are. So as a result, we know that for every price here on column, on the first column, in the last column, right hand side column, demand will be lower. So this means that demand will decrease. And we know that when demand decreases, the demand curve shifts to the left, and that is what will happen here. If Tex withdraws from the market, if he leaves the city, goes somewhere else, then demand will decrease, so the demand curve will shift to the left. On the other hand, what will happen if Tex comes back again, but now we are saying that what if Dex doubled his purchase at each possible price? See, this is for the third column, Mr. Dex, and now everything doubles. So which means that at $8 before, Mr. Dex used to buy 1, now he will buy 2 candies. Then at $7 he used to buy 2, now he will buy 4, and so on. So all of this will double. Now when all of this Mr. Dex double, Mr. Dex comes back, Mr. Dex is already there, but no change in Mr. Dex, but only Mr. Dex's demand double at every price, which means that this total quantity demanded will then increase. And if it increases, if total quantity demanded increases at every price, we know demand curve increases, so demand curve will shift to the right. Okay, and now the last question is this one. So suppose that at a price of $6, total quantity demanded increases from 19 to 38. See, at a price of $6, look at the third row, please. They demand 19, right? Now they are saying that price doesn't change, remains 6, but for some reason demand increases from 19 to 38. Is this a change in quantity demanded or a change in demand? You know that when price doesn't change, but demand changes because of one of the non-price determinants, then that is a what? Shift of the demand curve. So this is a change in demand, right? So demand will increase and the demand curve will shift to the right in this case, right? And then change in quantity demanded is when demand changes because of a change in price. Here price doesn't change, it remains fixed at 6. So this is change in demand. This is not change in quantity demand. Okay. Now the figure below shows the supply curve for tennis balls. S1 for drop volley tennis, a producer of tennis equipment, S1. Use the figure and the above table below to give your answer to the following questions. See, we have price and we have quantity supplied. So price is $1, quantity is 5, price is $2, quantity 10, price is $3, quantity supplied is 15. So this is by what? This is by drop volley tennis, and this is supply curve, right? Now use the figure below to give your answer to the following question. So we take the information from this graph that we have and we go to the next graph, and we find that they are saying that there is another S2 supply, right? Use the figure to fill in the quantity supplied on supply curve S1 for each price in the table below. So means that when price is $3 for S1, what is supply? Price is $3 for S1, supply is 15. So we will put 15 here. And then on the first row, right, S2, we will put 15 here. Then in the second, we will put 15 here. We will put 10. Look at that. Price is 2, S1 is 10, right? So we put it 10. And then price is $1, and you know from the S1 supply curve, that supply will be 5. So we put it here, and then what happened? S1, we have the quantity supplied, and you have S2, and then in the here change in quantity supplied. On the right hand side we have to put change in quantity supplied. So 15 minus 4, 15 minus 4 is what? 11, and then 10 minus 2 is 8, and 5 minus 0 is 5. So that those numbers will appear. That change in supply from S1 to S2 will appear here, right? Okay. And now did the increase in product, so if the production cost were into, so now let us go to part B. If the production costs were to increase, the quantity supplied at each price would be as shown by the third column of the table, S2 quantity supplied. See S2, which use the data to draw supply curve S2 on the same graph as supply curve S1. So we have done that. We put, look at that, we put S1 here. S1 was before, and now we put S2. We take the values from the table. Price is $3, supply S2 is 4. So look, price is $3 and supply is what? 4. Then price is $2, supply is how much? Is 2. Then price is $1, supply is 0. So that is virtually the intersect. So this is the S2 supply curve. See, supply curve goes from S1 to S2. It shifts to the left. Now let us read the next question. The fourth column of the table, enter the amount by which the quantity supplied at each price changes. So we have already mentioned that, right? We have already discussed that what will be the change here in the third column, right? So at when price is 3, before the supply was 15, now it is 4, so change in 11. And then before price was 2, supply was 10, now it is to 8. Before supply was 5, and now it is 0, so it is 5. So see, we have those now. So now we have done that. Now, did the increase in number D, did the increase in production cost cause a decrease in supply or a decrease in quantity supplied? See, increase in production cost, they are saying that that supply decreased from S1 to S2 because of an increase in production cost. You see, remember we discussed in the class, cost of production is one of the non-price determinants of supply. When cost of production increases, profit will decrease, and this will reduce the motivation of the producers to supply. So they will cut back supply. That is what happens here, right? We go from S1 to S2 to the left, supply decreases because of higher cost of production. So this is a decrease in supply, right? Because this change in supply because of one of the non-price determinants of supply. Now for the other part, this decrease in quantity supplied, this is the change in supply that will happen when price changes. When supply changes as a result of a change in price, we call that decrease in quantity supply. Okay, so that was the answer for question number 2.